but still generally, they would certain people would like to stick to the background that they come with, so because when if your profile says that you are a Kubernetes specialist, you cannot just go on and say that, okay, no, I learned networking in AWS. Okay, so I
Mhm.
think that's fine. I think it's natural to have that kind of confusion, but please figure it out. But yeah, so let me just share my screen quickly.
Okay.
uh, Okay, I think solution architect has got a very I think in AWS only there is solution architect exam guide, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think this I mean, my recommendation is to please read this. It's not about getting certified, but you will understand technically what is that the cloud upskilling is generally involved with. So I think this certification is a very valuable, and even from the cross industries, it is so much of a weightage. Many of the folks would ideally try to look for getting certified in such certifications, right? So
Mhm.
ideally, this course generally has four different domains. One is designing secure architectures. It's mostly about solutioning, and then designing resilient architectures, mostly about availability, like how do you plan failover, fallback, all that stuff. And then the next thing is about high performing architectures. How do you make the architecture more optimized by reducing the latency and stuff? And then it is about the cost optimization in the architectures, depending on the use case of the client, and taking some trade-offs, and then planning the cost optimizations. So this entire stuff usually revolves around things. I mean, you can see what are the skills, what are the different products, platforms that were part of this training. uh, I mean, you can casually check it out. Okay, so I think after this brief demo, you can definitely check it out. I'm just sharing that link with you. Okay, so I really loved your interest in getting upskilling to cloud. So that's very important because cloud is definitely on the go, and most of the workloads that you see in everyday life, they are all getting digitized, and all are pretty much moving to the cloud, unless there
Mhm.
are some legacy things here and there. Okay, but my next question to you is, why did you actually prefer to go with AWS? Why not other cloud providers?
Other cloud like Azure or what?
Yeah, Azure or GCP.
See, in
What?
market capital, there are actually, as per the Azure, as compared to the Azure, AWS is more jobs and all, I think. See, my
Okay.
younger brother is also working in Microsoft and
Uh-huh.
currently working in Microsoft. He suggests me to learn AWS because
Okay.
it's a
So your brother is in Microsoft and he suggested AWS. Good.
yeah. He no currently he's working. Currently he's
Yeah.
working in Azure. So
Okay.
he
Okay.
told me to UIs and all. Everything is very easier than Azure. AWS is very like
Hmm.
he suggests me. That's why I moved to.
No, very good. I mean, so generally people are loyal to the stuff, So that's good.
Because see, current actually I have worked on. I have 3 years of experience in OCI Oracle Cloud Infrastructure.
Uh-huh.
So OCI I know basic stuff I know.
Hmm. Good. So I think one thing is, I mean, so you spoke about yourself, like why you want only AWS, but if you just dig a deeper down on why there is more market for AWS, okay.
Mhm.
So even though most of the products that you use, okay, inside your mobile phone as well, are mostly on AWS, okay. Even Oracle uses, I mean, definitely Oracle has its own cloud, and it's building its own data centers and stuff. But I think initially Oracle also used to use a lot of
Mhm.
infrastructure stuff from AWS actually. Okay, so um, right. So I think the next question is, as I was saying, if you see why most of the other platforms, or why the market for AWS is more. So do you have any answer for that? Like, you can see Netflix,
Because
Hotstar. Uh,
I have no answer, but I have seen AWS early start the early. I think in cloud he started early, na.
mm-hmm. So you think that that is the advantage that AWS has got?
Not the advantage, but I'm not 100% sure, but
Yeah,
as per the Azure, AWS is very demandable. I think maybe
yeah, you're
mostly
right.
mostly market cover both Azure and AWS both are fine
Mm-hmm.
as per the market. And
So,
GCP, OCI only Oracle use the OCI.
yeah,
GCP I have no idea, but mostly company using AWS and Azure. Both are fine as per my understanding.
okay. So as per the market cap, definitely AWS is well ahead, like 35% more than that. But Azure is technically around 15 to 20%, and then you have GCP in 5 to 10% range. Then
Mhm.
all the other providers like, Alibaba, you know, um, I think DigitalOcean, all these other providers are roughly falls in 1 to 2% range, including OCI.
Mhm.
So, so yes. So the thing is, there is something that AWS is doing better compared to the other cloud providers. And even though Azure is in the closest second, let me tell you that Azure has not got generic market. Okay, Azure has got the federal market. Means most of the it has integrations with the government organizations around US and Europe. That is the only reason Azure still has got the 15 to 16% of market range, right? So if
Okay.
you see any of the most popular and powerful applications around you, they are not on Azure. Okay,
Mhm.
so you can go to Azure customer stories and see there are roughly uh, few that would use Azure, but most of the uh, general market providers also does not prefer Azure unless it has some integrations with governments. Okay.
Actually I'm core DB, Oracle core DB, okay, and I have like 5 years of experience. An earlier company I worked. This is my second company. An
Okay.
earlier company I have experienced like 1.4 years of experience as a MS SQL Server and MySQL as a developer. Like
Okay.
yeah.
So you have
Hmm.
more database background, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I want to move on cloud. So it is a good combination on from Oracle to AWS. So can you
So
please suggest me? Na?
no, definitely. No, Abhi. I mean, what I feel is, you know, especially for database folks, uh, I think sooner or later, most of the things are getting automated. Most of the things are getting very user friendly. No matter across whatever domain that you take. I myself, I mean, I have definitely not worked with Oracle, but do have a good experience working with databases. I'm having more than 15 years of experience working as a platform engineer. Uh, for certain products, in the retail and the tech market. And let me tell you that, I struggled very hard working with SQL, working with Postgre, working with MongoDBs. I worked very closely with MongoDB as well. So I think, back in my days, probably like 5 to 10 years back, if you want your database to be very efficient, you want your database to be, if you want to configure a failover for your database, it was not that easy. So you
Mhm.
have to have multiple virtual machines. You need to configure your read replicas. You have Arbiter, and you need to create a voting between them. Then if, let's say, a primary is down, then the Arbiter will choose who will be the next primary, and then uh, that will start taking the right request, because even though you have I mean, even though you can have secondary replicas, they're mostly used for read operations. You cannot have a write replicas, right? So write always happens to the primary. I hope you're trying to understand my language, what I'm saying.
Yes, yes, yes. You are talking about like data guard concepts and all.
Exactly. But now you see, now I think back in those days we used to have a separate. I mean, most of my teams that I work with used to have a good database team, right? But now slowly, the requirement has come down because of these cloud services which are giving DBAS, database as a services. There is technically no need for you to worry about the hardware infrastructures, right? And
Mhm,
most of the
mhm,
features are also very straightforward. You go there and just configure and the cloud just scales, because of the elastic nature of the cloud. You don't technically need a good people to manage the infrastructure. I mean, definitely there is so much work to do when it comes to batch processes, migrations and all that stuff, but still, customers are very confident working with databases when they move to cloud. Okay. So I
mhm,
think moving to cloud will give you multiple advantages. Not just that you will get good with the database as well, but it will also open up more opportunities because you are getting into solutioning, and you will see the entire ecosystem, not just sticking to one database. So
mhm,
I believe that there is a transition that must bound to happen. So
mhm,
whether you do the training or you don't do the training, I feel that upskill in you will come naturally, will come organically to you within few years time, even if it's not today.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
So
Anyhow, yeah,
it will give the advantage, na, if yeah, if I learn AWS.
absolutely, absolutely. What I'm saying is you will be forced to learn AWS, if not today, maybe I think 1 year down the line.
So if I learn AWS, so I can easily understand Azure, na?
If you learn AWS, you cannot just learn Azure. You can understand Azure, you can understand GCP, you can understand Alibaba, you can understand a bit of OCI also, because all
Okay.
these cloud are infrastructure. You said was one thing, right?
Mhm.
AWS is the first mover advantage. The first mover
Yes.
advantage, it's not for the customers to choose the cloud provider. The first mover advantage is for the person who learned AWS. Most of the other cloud providers will seem very relevant, will
Mhm,
feel very similar. That is the
mhm,
advantage of first mover, because from AWS only all others have started their work.
mhm,
Okay. And but first mover is not the reason why many of the clients choose AWS. Okay. See, आजकल कैसा होता है, एक 10 रुपए और 20 रुपए कम होने से लोग सिम कार्ड बदल देते हैं, राइट?
mhm.
So people
कहाँ
just
से? Where are you from, sir?
I'm from Hyderabad.
Okay, we're from Hyderabad. Okay. हिंदी बोल लेते हो आप?
Yeah, I'm good with Hindi.
Okay.
Right. So do you think that, being just the first mover advantage of AWS, you feel like, customers will be, no, I start AWS is the first one that started, so I will force myself to be in AWS. It cannot happen that way, right? So there
Mhm.
must be some other advantage which AWS is bringing to the table.
Because see, there are multiple opportunity every day, like asking, do you have any cloud experience? So I am saying only OCI, so that they're not
Yeah, because
that
OCA is not generic cloud. Okay. So,
only
and
it's using only by Oracle, I think. Yeah.
exactly. So people who even though you're technically looking for OCI, even though you're technically looking for OCI, if you say that no, I'm very good with AWS, I will I would just need few days time to upskill on OCI. They will still agree because if you already have an AWS knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah. So I think, see, I'm not trying to push anyone to anything, but I think AWS is something that the world has agreed that it is a very, it's a very great tool to, it's a great tool to have in your resume.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is nothing that Surya will say something or Abhi will listen or something like that. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a thing that naturally it will be in the resume. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I can give you references also, like if as the training goes by, I can give you references across GCP, across Azure. Okay, what is the alternative services? Let's say we are learning about EC2, which is a virtual machine provider in AWS. I
Mm-hmm.
will keep telling you, okay, how does it happen in Azure, how does it happen in GCP, just as a references I can always give you, because I'm good with all these three clouds. I have certifications across these three clouds.
So certification is also required after this course, or what?
So after this training, I believe that if you are aiming for solution architect certification, you can go to your whatever that like Swingspan, whatever you are having, or you can opt for your certification voucher and you can write the exam. I can give you that confidence that this training will be more than enough for you to clear the certification also. I
Mm-hmm.
think Infosys gives the certifications free, right? I think so. You don't need to literally spend for certification.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, without certification, I can't find. I can find any jobs in the market, or
you
they ask.
you can definitely find jobs in the market, but having certification will give you will
Plus
give them
plus na
the what should I say, it will give that kind of
advantage of.
advantage, a little advantage. Okay, he's not just talking, he's certified. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
so questions will be forced on that. Okay, because let's say you're saying that Abhi is solution architect certificate, then they will ask, okay, what you have learned in solution architect, so that the conversation becomes easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so certification is not a deadline. Okay, when I am recruiting people in my team, I don't really see whether that person is certified or not, because
See,
today
because
you
people
just
people
find out some
people is
question.
people is certified, but there is no depth knowledge of AWS
Exactly,
Azure.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it is just depends on the perspective of the recruiters. Okay, some recruiters
Mm-hmm.
check that, some recruiters doesn't check that. I
Mm-hmm.
will not. If I was a recruiter, I will never check it.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it will add some weightage to the stuff, because everyone in the world knows that getting certified is very easy. You just go through a dump of questions. Like there will be 300 questions. If you just by heart them for 1 2 days, you can pass certification with 100% also. And this everyone in the industry knows, not just some people. Everyone in the industry knows this. Okay, so that just goes on. But just having a certification just help you in the resume to just uh, what do you say, brand your credentials. That's it, nothing else.
So can you please share the course contents and what is the tool required for this course and
No,
all?
all you need is internet and an AWS account. I will guide you once you opt for this training. I will guide you with how you can create an account. So I think for
I can
whatever.
see I can see one UI you shared a screen. This is the AWS, right? Na? Correct?
Yeah, this is the AWS screen, and I already shared you the exam guide. What are the topics and all, how it looks. I've already shared you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So coming back, see, if you see in the screen which I'm sharing, so there is something called as regions, zones, edge locations, something are there. So AWS has its data centers in 39 regions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So region is like a part of the world, like Asia can be one region, Middle East can be another region, Asia Pacific can be another region,
Mm-hmm.
Europe East can be one region, US West can be another region. So it will technically divide the entire world into different regions. Okay, so that is
Mm-hmm.
something called as a region. And you have something called as a zone. So zone is like data centers, the location the location where your data center technically is. Like
Mm-hmm.
India, if India is a region, you can have a data center, in Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore. These three would be the zones. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the geographical area that is encompassing your zones will be the region. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that is the definition between regions and zones. Right.
Okay.
Now, let do how many regions and zones GCP would have? Any guess? Do you think that it will be less than these things or more than these things?
As per my understanding, less than from AWS.
Okay.
Not sure 100%, but
So you see here,
yeah,
it
120
has
zones.
43 regions, 130 zones. 43
Mm.
regions, 130 zones. So
39.
43 regions, 130 zones. So GCP started very late than AWS, but they have more regions and zones. That means they have
Mm-hmm.
more regions and data centers. Same with Azure. You see, 60 regions it has. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think so? So more part of the world these people have covered as GCP and Azure, but still market share with AWS.
Mm-hmm.
You know the reason? And you see there is something called as edge locations. AWS has 750. GCP has 200. Where is 750? Where is 200? Very less. Azure also has very less edge locations. I think roughly it will have 150, I guess. Okay, they don't give the number, they said they have more things, but they don't give the number. Yeah, so sorry. So what are these edge locations? See, for a application like Netflix, for an application like Hotstar, the importance is not reachability. It's not about how many regions the data center has got. Whether a person viewing from Kolkata, is he able to stream the video with less latency or not? Going back in the days, I don't know whether you belong to the generation where the YouTube video keeps buffering. You have to pause it for some time and let it stream for like 15 minutes and then you play the video. We belong to that generation. Okay. But now, but now you see in the Netflix, it never buffers. Unless your data is so pathetic, it never buffers. You will be able to see the entire video by just waiting, by standing somewhere, sleeping somewhere, or the mobile content is accessible very quickly, right? And what is the one that is empowering it? The one that is empowering it is caches. This regional edge locations is nothing but the cache rooms. Okay, they cache the content. Okay, let's say if a video is uploaded in US, how quickly it can reach India. Okay, how quickly it can reach India. So let's say, so what happens is, every time, let's say if Abhi and Surya are trying to access a particular movie, and movie is uploaded in a server, in a virtual machine, in a server in somewhere in the US. So from there, through the internet, if it has to download or if it has to load, it will take so much time for us. Okay, because our request has to go every time to US, get the packets and all that stuff. But what
So here,
this
so here 715 plus means what?
I'll tell you. So what happens is, now when you are downloading or accessing something, your request cannot always go to the origin server. So what happens is, these edge locations are nothing but some small server rooms as big as 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom flats also sometimes. So what they do is they cache the static content. See, this movie or images or photos, these are all static content, right? So from US to India, they may have some 15 cache locations. Let's assume from US to Kolkata or US to Hyderabad, there are 15 cache locations. So cache locations means from US to, I think probably in the Middle East, there could be one location. From Iraq or Iran or Pakistan, there could be another location. From India, there could be another location. Like there could be some regional edge locations. So their only job is to cache the content. So that now when I send the request, I don't need to go to US and fetch the movie. I will go to the nearest edge locations where the copy is available. Now what happens, the accessing of a video will be much faster to me, right? Now what is empowering it? These edge locations are empowering it. So across the world there are 750 edge locations, so which makes you to access the data much faster. So that is the reason people are sticking to AWS, and this kind of coverage is not having with GCP or with Azure. So that is why any streaming applications, any clients where the speed is priority, any client where the speed
In
is
India,
priority.
if I talking about India, where is the edge location?
Sorry, I mean, so edge locations, they will not just show you just like how the regions and zones are there. Okay, so
Okay.
regions and zones, they will all yeah, so here it is. So they will just say, these are some of the edge locations that are available, but they will never reveal exactly in which location that edge location is there, like regions and zones, because they contain very sensitive data, right? So
Okay.
sometimes, so they will not reveal those locations like that. Okay. So these
Hmm.
are okay. You asked for India, right? Wait, let us see. Wait, we're in North America. We'll go to Asia Pacific. We'll go to. So in Chennai there is an edge location. Delhi there is an edge location. Hyderabad
Pune.
also there is an edge location. Mumbai also there is an edge location.
Okay.
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 Yeah,
So total 750 edge location, na 750 plus.
750 edge locations are there. Exactly. So simple, yeah. Let me 1 second. So edge location doesn't matter in India. See, so this is the server in US.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is server in US. Amara Durandar ka movie, let's say it is uploaded here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is India. This is India, and in India, sorry, yeah, and India there is Abhi, there is Sai, there is Surya who is accessing from Kolkata, and there is accessing from Hyderabad. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so every time when we are downloading some packets, your request has to go to US, covering all part of the world. My request has to go to US, and the response has to come. So it is very far. So what
Mm-hmm.
happens is, what AWS does is, this US will have one edge location somewhere here in the path. Next edge location will be somewhere here. Next edge location will be somewhere here. So what
Okay.
happens is, this movie will be copied. The copy of that will be saved here. It will be saved here. It will be saved here. Now, when you send the request, subsequent request, now your internet will decide what is the nearest path that is available. So why to go to US? It could be so whether this is near or this is near. So if this is near, you will just go to the location near to you and fetch the response. If this is near
Okay.
to me, I will go to location here and fetch the response.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So this is the power of edge locations. So between two regions or between two availability zones, they form these edge locations so that data can be powered up much faster instead of going to the origin server. So this is the origin server. So every time your request need not go to the origin server. So it will go to the nearest edge locations where the copy of it is available. That is how your latency will decrease. Latency means how